records its fourth murder for 2025, the first during the current SOE. Government to extend the SOE to 3 months. Brazen robbery at Cad supermarket. And Tobago-born model featured in international fashion news. Good evening, I'm Natalia Nancis. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Tuesday, 29th July 2025. To our top story. Tobago has recorded its fourth murder for the year, and the first since the declaration of the state of emergency earlier this month. The victim has been identified as 22-year-old Trevon Walker of Ladysmith Trace, Mariah. According to police reports, Walker was shot dead in a drive-by attack along Highlands Road in Mariah, just a short distance from his home. Officers of the Tobago Division responded to reports of gunfire around 3 a.m. and discovered Walker's lifeless body at the scene. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Nationwide, at least 223 murders have been reported so far in 2025, down from 349 during the same period last year. For July alone, 33 homicides have been recorded compared to 67 in July of 2024. An atmosphere of shock and concern has settled over the community following an armed robbery at Cad supermarket last night, marking the second time the establishment has been targeted this year. Here is reporter Jordan Frank with more.
An armed robbery occurred at Cad supermarket last night. At approximately 9:28 p.m., 3 masked men, brandishing both firearms and blades, stormed the premises, swiftly emptying the cash register. They forced customers inside the store to lie on the ground and even compelled a man who was attempting to leave the premises to re-enter so he could meet the same fate. While the assailants did not appear to inflict serious physical harm on anyone present, they efficiently collected the cash and notably secured bottles of alcohol before making their escape around 9:29 p.m. This incident marks the second time Cad supermarket has been targeted this year, following a similar robbery that occurred in January. Police responded promptly to the scene and have since confirmed that 4 suspects were arrested. The sum of cash stolen has yet to be disclosed.
Trinidad and Tobago is under a heightened state of alert tonight as the government seeks to extend the state of emergency by 3 months. The drastic measure comes amid allegations of a prison-based plot to assassinate senior government officials, judges, and law enforcement officers. Reporter Jewel Green-George has the details.
The government declared the initial state of emergency on July 18th, citing an imminent and coordinated threat to national security, and on July 28th debated a resolution for a 3-month extension which is supported by a simple majority vote of the House of Representatives. In a tense parliamentary session, the Attorney General, John Jeremy, detailed the gravity of the intelligence that prompted the move.
The government, in light of these intelligence reports, which told of plots to assassinate key government officials, members of the judiciary, members of law enforcement, as well as to attack state buildings, advised His Excellency the President to declare state of emergency.
Trinidad and Tobago, which has one of the highest crime rates in the Caribbean, has seen over 300 murders so far this year. The government argued that the emergency powers, which allow for arrests and searches without warrants, are essential to dismantle what they call a highly dangerous criminal network.
This is not a crime plan. We do not say that it is a crime plan. It is an urgent, necessary measure to give law enforcement the powers they need to dismantle a criminal enterprise that threatens the security of the state.
However, the opposition raised serious concerns, questioning the necessity of a lengthy extension and the suspension of constitutional rights for all citizens. They are demanding more transparency and results.
But what we need to hear here today, and quite frankly we haven't heard, is how does a state of emergency for the next 3 months justify, and how is that state of emergency extended for the next 3 months going to deal with the specific ills that have been listed?
The government insists the threat remains active, revealing that even after high-risk inmates were moved to a new secure location, the facility was recently infiltrated by drones.
The location that the problematic inmates were, those locations that they were removed to were very recently also infiltrated by 2 drones. And that is what I've been permitted to say on that.
As security forces continue their operation, the nation watches on. Jewel Green George for Tobago Updates Television News.
We'll take a break and come back with more. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, where innovation meets excellence and service reigns supreme. Our commitment is simple: to provide high-quality, innovative aluminum, vinyl, and glass solutions for both commercial and residential spaces. At TGSL, we don't just meet needs, we exceed expectations. Our range includes the finest aluminum cladding options, setting new standards in durability and style. Driven by our passion to elevate, we aim to be the leading supplier in the Caribbean market while retaining our identity as a family-owned business. Because at Tobago Glass Supplies Limited, it's not just about products. It's about relationships, it's about you. Innovation, quality, service. That's Tobago Glass Supplies Limited.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
As we draw nearer to the close of Heritage 2025, we can't forget some highly talked about events. On Sunday, July 27th, Speyside Harvest is on from 10 a.m. Then we head to the Buku Unveil production from 7 p.m. Belmana Riots in Roxborough, July 28th. Legacy of Africa in Bethel, July 29th. The Black Rock Sea Festival, July 30th. And finally, on August 1st, the Emancipation Day celebration is on from 5 p.m. in Scarborough.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Welcome back. An alarming cry for justice has emerged following the death of a young man. His distraught sister, Liam Marcel, has publicly voiced deep concerns regarding the official investigation. The fatal shooting of Ronel Marcel, 35, in Bethel, Tobago on April 25, 2025, during an encounter with a police officer, remains a focal point of community discussion, particularly for his family.
Well, we're still trying to cope. We're still trying to understand why the officer didn't deal with the matter in a different manner, right? For today, my brother would have still be alive. Although he might have been locked up, he still would have been alive, and it would have sit better with me.
While official police reports indicate Marcel, who was a wanted man, was killed during an encounter, Leah claims that an investigation was promised and she has yet to hear anything about the matter.
We've been trying to cope, right? I personally does have my little breakdown now and again due to the situation, how up to now we ain't get no feedback, we ain't get no justice. With something like that was open to the public, to the world, everybody saw what took place. It was on camera, it was all over the social media, and for some reason the policeman is still operating like normal through the.
Leah stated that she regularly has emotional breakdowns as she wonders what will come of the supposed investigation, as she believes that the process is moving extremely slowly. Moving on to some other news now. Tobagonian-born model Annayia Beard is making a name for herself on the international modeling scene. While she initially had her sights set on a career in the medical sciences, she has made her way into the world of high fashion, gracing runways in Paris, Tokyo, and Milan. Speaking with Tobago Update, she reflected on her early years in Plymouth, Tobago.
Haute Couture and the Paris Fashion Week are two entirely different events. They differ not only in the way of the clothing is being portrayed, but also in the type of clothing showcased.
I believe the main difference between the two is the garments. Haute Couture focuses more on exclusivity and craftsmanship, so you'll see all of the extravagant garments and out-of-the-box designs, while Fashion Week caters to a larger audience with ready-to-wear designs. And with these two different themes, they actually require different walks.
Annayia Beard didn't initially aspire to be a model, but decided to give it a try one day. Now she's modeling on the international stage.
Modeling wasn't a pathway I initially sought out to pursue. What made me pursue it was more circumstantial than a strong desire to become a model. Mr. Nathan of Cabo scouted and trained me in 2022. But I was still uncertain in the career, even upon graduating high school.
Beard shared that her greatest support came from her mother and grandparents. She is the only one out of 16 grandchildren who was raised by her grandparents, a bond she holds dearly. When asked whether Tobago provides opportunities for persons interested in the modeling industry, she admitted she's unsure as her own journey took a different path.
I honestly haven't existed in the fashion scene in Tobago long enough to know if enough opportunities arise for models to thrive. Before moving, I'd never tried to earn a living from modeling alone.
Her professional life overlaps with her personal life, and this balance has helped her thrive under these circumstances.
What's funny is what I've learned from my profession has helped me personally, and what I've learned from my personal life has helped me professionally. Participating in the top model and Miss World competitions, I was forced to face the diffident side of myself by taking classes in public speaking, appearing on the news and radio, and answering questions in front of almost 1,000 pairs of eyes. But through confronting that bashfulness, I am so much more at ease.
As she continues to shine on the international stage, she stands as a beacon of resilience and determination, proudly representing Tobago with grace, confidence, and style.
The U.S. Navy Mercy-class hospital ship USNS Comfort is set to make its final stop in Trinidad and Tobago as part of the continuing Promise 2025 mission. Arriving in Trinidad and Tobago from August 5th to 11th, the vessel will dock in Port of Spain, providing a significant boost to local healthcare services where medical professionals from the USNS Comfort will collaborate closely with the Ministry of Health of Trinidad and Tobago to offer free medical and dental services to citizens. These clinics will provide a range of care, including adult medical services, pediatric medical services, optometry, physical therapy, and dermatology. The services will be available at the National Academy for the Performing Arts, Port of Spain, from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., aimed at enhancing public health and well-being in the region. You're watching the Tobago Update television news. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Tobago Updates. More news after this.
Hello, New York! Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But I forget to tell all you, it's the 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
As we draw nearer to the close of Heritage 2025, we can't forget some highly talked about events. On Sunday, July 27th, Speyside Harvest is on from 10 a.m. Then we head to the Buku Unveil production from 7 p.m. Belmana Riots in Roxborough, July 28th. Legacy of Africa in Bethel, July 29th. The Black Rock Sea Festival, July 30th. And finally, on August 1st, the Emancipation Day celebration is on from 5 p.m. in Scarborough.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and the Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting with Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways. Tickets to the heritage events and a 2-night stay to the Mandalina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago Updates on all their social media platforms, Kina Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and do something.
Welcome back. Trinidad and Tobago on Sunday, July 27th, marked a solemn anniversary, 35 years since a violent attempt to overthrow the nation's democratically elected government. Amidst wreath-laying ceremonies and renewed calls from a permanent memorial, the scars of July 27, 1990 remain deeply etched in the nation's memory. Reporter Jewel Green George has the story.
A day that scarred the nation's psyche. At the Red House, the seat of Parliament, President Christine Kangaloo laid a wreath honoring the 24 people killed during those 6 days of terror in 1990. The insurrection led by the Jamaat al-Muslimin saw the then Prime Minister A.N.R. Robinson and other officials held hostage, broadcast live to a stunned nation. 35 years later, the event's gravity is not lost on historian Dr. Rita Pemberton and former head of the most recent Statues, Monuments and Signage Committee.
The 1990 coup has been the most serious challenge to the democracy of Trinidad and Tobago.
That challenge is echoing today in the political arena. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles-Robinson is demanding a museum-quality memorial to educate future generations. Minister Darrell Alahar echoed the sentiment of remembrance, stressing that power must come from ballots, not bullets. But for those who lived through it, the memories are not historical, they are visceral.
My personal experience in 1990, when they used me as a human shield. If I didn't carry the instruction, get licks with a gun butt on my head, blood running down my head. So Lauren Caballero get shot, her body dragged in front of me. I watched her bleed to death the Friday night, could not have helped her.
Coup survivor Wendell Eversley's trauma is a stark reminder of the human cost fueling a debate about how the nation should remember. Dr. Pemberton says that simple ceremonies are not enough. She says the goal shouldn't be to commemorate, but to ensure citizens truly understand the lessons learned.
I think that the best way this event could and should be recognized would be to have a permanent exhibition in Tobago in the public library, in Trinidad in the library or National Archives, and the exhibition will include images of the events as they occurred.
She also had some specific recommendations for Tobago.
And for Tobago, regarding Mr. Robinson, he should feature very prominently in the permanent exhibition. We don't want to commemorate. We want the public to remember. I think it would be ideal if there is a booklet which provides the basic information about the coup, the participants, the causes, the people who suffered all the stress, all the people who worked in the media, and all the police station, and all the persons who were killed.
A lesson forged in fire for survivors like Wendell Eversley, whose hope is a simple yet profound one, shared by a nation that vows never to forget.
I will never be like to see a repeat of 1990 in the country of Trinidad and Tobago again.
Jewel Green George for Tobago Updates Television News.
The Trinidad and Tobago Inter-Island Transportation Company Limited has issued an update regarding the ongoing dry docking of the MV Cabo Star, a crucial vessel for inter-island cargo transport. The vessel, which provides essential links between Trinidad and Tobago, has been out of service since July 12, 2025, for scheduled statutory dry docking and extensive maintenance. TTIT anticipates the MV Cabo Star will return to Trinidad and Tobago from Curaçao by Sunday, August 3, 2025. Upon the completion of all necessary local regulatory clearances and documentation, the vessel is scheduled to resume cargo operations from Port of Spain by Monday, August 4, 2025. The company extends its gratitude to the public for their understanding and cooperation during this essential maintenance period, reaffirming its commitment to providing efficient and reliable inter-island transport services. The weather report is up next.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
As we draw nearer to the close of Heritage 2025, we can't forget some highly talked about events. On Sunday, July 27th, Speyside Harvest is on from 10 a.m. Then we head to the Buku Unveil production from 7 p.m. Belmana Riots in Roxborough, July 28th. Legacy of Africa in Bethel, July 29th. The Black Rock Sea Festival, July 30th. And finally, on August 1st, the Emancipation Day celebration is on from 5 p.m. in Scarborough.
Look, are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But hey, I forget to tell all you, it's we 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Now for a look at the weather update from the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office. Tonight is expected to be generally fair and hazy despite the odd brisk shower. You can expect nighttime temperatures of around 26 degrees Celsius. For tomorrow, predominantly hot, sunny and slightly hazy, except for the odd passing shower. Overnight will be mainly fair. Daytime temperatures are set to reach 32 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 36 degrees Celsius. Sea should be slight with waves near 1.3 meters in open waters and near calm in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 5:50 and sunset is at 6:27. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Here's a recap of the headlines. Tobago records its fourth murder for 2025, the first during the current SOE. Government to extend the SOE to 3 months. Brazen robbery at Cad's supermarket. And Tobago-born model featured in international fashion shows. I'm Natalia Nancis. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.